Be honest, how many times have you said you was gonna start, but you just didn't? You wait for motivation, you overthink, weeks, months go by while nothing seems to change. Look, the harsh truth is no one is coming to save you. If you don't take action now, you never will. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop making excuses and finally start moving forward and take action. Now, the real reason why you're not taking action is because you keep waiting for that little spark of motivation. That spark, you're waiting for it to come so you can finally start doing stuff. That spark is never gonna come if you're just waiting for it like that. Most people, especially you, are waiting around for motivation instead of just taking the action and actually just doing it. Just do and stop thinking and waiting. This is another form of procrastination. And then you try to lie to yourself saying, let me just wait for the right time. Let me get this right. You're over planning. You're doing this. That's another thing. Over planning. Over planning is another form of procrastination. If you find yourself over planning, just know you're procrastinating. It's always good to plan, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But you need to stop over planning because you're over complicating it. Because it's obviously easier to sit there and thinking about all the ideas, thinking about how you're going to do this and that, writing down all these ideas, all these plans. But it comes to a point where you actually have to sit down with yourself and say, hang on, I need to actually start, because months, weeks are going by, all these things. You need to just start. It's actually best to just start without even planning sometimes. It may be a little risky, but if you just start without even planning, it puts on more pressure for you to continue what you started, because you already started it. You cannot go back on what you started. You have to go full in, because when you plan, you haven't started anything yet. So it's okay to really procrastinate and lay off a bit. The moment you actually start, you have to continue with what you just started, because otherwise everything will just go backwards. And the reason why you also do things like over planning or just procrastinating is because your brain tricks you into seeking comfort instead of progress. Every single day our brains are always tricking us to pick that comfortable side and to do things like planning, or do things that on our task is like the easiest thing to do. You wake up and you go to the gym. That's so easy. Instead of doing hard, big, deep work tasks, those schoolwork tasks that you're putting off, you always go for comfortability and start the tasks that you are just comfortable with doing. And then by the time the day has basically done, you got to the middle of the day, you're just tired from waking up early, going to the gym, eating your couple meals and all these things, and then you just do nothing, and you repeat the cycle over and over again and tell yourself you're going to do it tomorrow. Stop this tomorrow, stop this waiting, and actually start doing now. That also ties into what I'm going to say next, is waiting for the perfect moment. There is absolutely no such thing as the perfect moment other than the present moment. The present moment will always be the best moment to start something. It's always now. It's never tomorrow. It's never in a couple years. It's never in a month or week. It's always just now. Once you start taking action now in that present moment, the spark of motivation you've been waiting for naturally forms, because action creates motivation, not the other way around. It's action. It's that actual action first that creates the motivation. So what you're waiting for all this time to start something, you could literally get that by just starting now. There's a method that ties back to what I was saying earlier on, is the ready, fire, aim. This basically just means taking immediate action straight away without over planning or thinking thoroughly through and thinking this and thinking that. It's just taking straight action. That's what you want to be doing. You have a thought and take action, because once you start doing that, you will actually be ahead of 99% of people, because 99% of people just plan. 99% of people just dream or think and say they're going to do this instead of just actually doing it. You need to be a step above. You need to be outside of the crowd, the people that say they're going to do this. You've already started it. You start now. That's when you do it. You start now. That is already you beating the odds, and that's already you being ahead of 99% of people, because 99% of people won't even start anyway. And when it comes to starting something, you want to make it stupidly easy to start, like very stupid. Like it needs to be dumb. For example, if you want to start YouTube, the stupid answer I have for you would just be set up an email. That's it. That's stupidly easy to start. Something like that is absolutely stupidly easy to start. Something like working out. Someone says they want to grow their chest. Something stupidly easy to start. Just go on the floor and do some push-ups. You want to be very dumb, like a simpleton, so that your brain can really be like, oh yeah, all I have to do is set up an email. To do YouTube, all I have to do is set up an email. To grow my chest, all I have to do is some push-ups. So you're taking that pressure of thinking that things are so difficult into just thinking, I only have to do that. Hang on, this whole time I want to start YouTube, all I have to do is set up an email and I have a channel. And then all I have to do is just record on my phone and just upload it to YouTube. I don't need a fancy camera. I don't need anything. Once you start talking and processing things like that, you'll notice the action becomes so easy because it's so stupid to not start because it's that easy. So if you don't start, you're just an idiot. When it comes to taking action and finally starting something, you need to shift your identity. You have a weak mindset. You have a mindset that's saying, I'm trying. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to build a better physique. I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying. Trying is not actually doing. You're trying it, which means you're putting less than 50% of energy in. You need to be actually doing. You want to be the type of person that says, I'm the type of person that takes action. I'm the type of person that is building this physique. You are doing the action. You are going to the gym and building that dream body. Change your mindset. All starts in the mind before you get anywhere. All this trying gets you nowhere. Trying is not putting that 100% effort in. Every single day, you need to be putting your 100% effort, power, and force into everything. That's how you're going to see change, and that's how you're going to separate yourself from the rest. You want to actually start attaching action to your identity. Become it. You have to become before you do. The thing is, you are a disciplined person. You are the type of person to take action. So you just need a reminder. So you say stuff to yourself like, I am the type of person that takes action. I am disciplined. I do things when I don't feel like doing it. These things are things that we all have. Every single one of us have it. You have it, I have it, but we just forget it sometimes. So say those things to yourself to remind you. They're simply just reminders. Now, the last thing I'm going to say before I end off this video, because there's not much more to say than just take action, stop over planning, and just do. That's it. Just do. But you have to start giving yourself no other option but to do. Meaning start doing things like telling your close friend your goal. Because if you tell your close friend your goal, he or she can hold you accountable for you making progress into actually starting and doing that goal. Every time you see that close friend, it's just one close friend. You don't need to tell a bag of people, just one person, and say exactly what you want to do. Every time you meet up with that friend, he or she's going to keep asking you, and that will help you just have no choice but to do it. And it's like, it's so sad, but it comes to a point where you're just doing it for them to just stop asking you. And that's not the case, because you should do it because you want to do it. But sometimes you have to give yourself no other option and do those annoying things like that, so that every time you meet up with your friend and he's asking you, did you start that business? Did you start this? Did you start that? Then every time you're like, okay, I have to do it because he's going to keep asking me and it's getting annoying. And let's be honest, you don't want to look like a pussy every single time you're saying no, you was tired, you was this, you was that. Everyone has that type of energy and mindset that we want to impress others. So we want to be that person that is like, yeah, I'm on my shit. And if you don't want to tell a close friend, or you don't have much friends, then literally just set a deadline. So set a limit of how much time you want to complete that goal, or you want to get something done. So this creates urgency. Say you want to complete a task by the end of May. You know before that there's an urgency because you don't want to get to May without completing it. Just real quick, I want you to pause the video and do 10 push-ups. Just 10. Now you see how easy that was to just take the action of 10 push-ups. You just did it. 10 push-ups like that. That's how you need to start applying yourself into your daily life and the things you want to do and get done.